Every day, the market's going to run for some hourly old high or an old low. This is the part where you start writing down notes, folks. Every day, there's an intraday range that has an old 60-minute high or old 60-minute low. And between where the market is at market price, whenever you're sitting down and looking at your charts, you want to identify them because there's liquidity there. This is the surest way for you to know that you can go in there every single day. Every single day, this is forming. There is not a day that this does not form. Okay. This is an everyday bread and butter logic. You mark out your 60-minute highs and lows. You wait for some shift in market structure that would be gravitating towards that old high or old low. Once you have a shift in market structure, using just what I taught in the 2022 model, you wait for a fair value gap. As soon as it trades into it, you engage. Half of the range from wherever you're getting in to that old high or old low, whether you're aiming for a bull move or bear move, matters not. As soon as it moves half of that range, half your trade comes off, stop the break even, and you submit to whatever happens then. That's it. That's all you have to do. That is a complete model. Don't risk more than 1%. It might be 5 handles, it might be 20 handles, it might be 30 handles. How are you going to know? The range between where you're trying to buy and where that old high or old low is. That fair value gap exists every day. Liquidity above old highs and old lows, below old lows rather, that's there every day. And you're complicating things. You're trying to bring all these things that I've taught, hoping that they're all going to do what? Allow you to accept no losing trades and be right all the time. And being right is a poison to a new developing student. Your goal is consistency. You want to be doing the same things over and over again, using a model that delivers consistently. Doesn't mean it's 100%. It just means over a large sample size. What's that mean? 20 trades. 20 trades, you're at about 70% on side. That's a good measuring stick. But what happens if I'm not 70? You keep working until you are. And then once you get to that point and you're 70% strike rate, how can that possibly be, Michael? Come on. That's too high. It's unrealistic. All the books say, I'm telling you, don't read into those books. Those books are written by authors that has sold a book. That's what they're doing. They're selling you a narrative, a plot. They probably don't even trade with what they're writing about. I walk into these live markets, whether I'm sitting on Twitter tweeting out the very candles that we're looking for in the draw on liquidity, bending time and space to precision, and you see your chart printing it later on. That's not hindsight. When I'm on the live sessions, I'm calling the minute candles, explaining what's going to happen and giving you the narrative. This is what you're supposed to be doing for yourself. You create these little laboratory experiments and you go in every day. Anytime you get a chance to study, that's what you do. And every time you record what you're feeling, how you felt. And the goal is for you to have indifference. You can't simply just write the word in your journal, I was indifferent to the outcome. You can't fake that part. You need to be observing where you're feeling these anxious moments where you feel like you're in troubled waters. They will materialize in the same places all the time until you cope with that. You replace it with a positive habit. What is that? When you feel it, you kill half the trade. If you can't cut it in half, you get it all off, done. And what that allows you to do is you reset mentally and emotionally that now, okay, I've paid myself. I've removed a great deal of the risk. I've profited from it. And now I have a free look. I got a free bus ride to get to my target if it wants to go there. But you don't know, and you're not going to know because you're now recuperating from what you just put yourself through, which was stress. If your trades are stressful, you're trading too big. Your risk is too much. The easiest solution to that drop down in your leverage. I can get out there and I can find these 5-handle runs, 20-handle runs, 15-handle runs, 30-handle runs, and I'm holding on to 5 contracts, 10 contracts because Top Step says I can do 15. So I'm trying to push the envelope. I got things to do, ICT, but it's hard for me to hold a trade. So I get out too early. What am I doing wrong? You're over leveraging. You're trading too big. You haven't given yourself time to grow up into 5 contracts, 10 contracts, let alone 15, what guarantees you're going to blow your account. That's what they want. I want you to trade with 1 contract. Look what I did with the TD Ameritrade account last year. A double D account, trading 1 contract with lots of losing trades to showcase my students. I mocked up, drawdown, put myself in situations they asked me to do. This is what I do, and this is where I fall victim to. How would I do that? I went in there and actually did it with real money. Took 25,000 to over 50,000, 5.5 weeks, 1 contract. Now, $25,000 a month. That's probably good for most of you, even if you are doing well. And if you could get just 1/4 of that consistently, that can change your entire life. Imagine if your mortgage was paid, half your mortgage was paid, half your mortgage and a car note and insurance. That's a blessing. But much like trying to make those ends meet, some of you want to just be able to quit your job right now and get away from Carl and Bruce, and you're rushing it. And you're thinking that as long as I'm right, I'll get there quicker. And quicker is not the right thing. You got to be on time. It's the same goal you have when you go to work. You want to arrive on time, in one piece, prepared to do your job. You can't rush success. You can't. It doesn't work that way. And placing so much emphasis on arriving sooner than what's realistic, you're wrestling with it because you're trying to do more than what's required. Follow the model. Follow the rules. Listen to the analyst in you. When it tells you you're in troubled waters, you do not flake out like you're in rush hour traffic, thinking that you're going to be able to bully everyone out of your way. When you first put the trade on, you may have had a clear vision about what it is you're expecting to see in the chart, how you're going to ride it to that profit objective, but something changed. And you have to be sensitive to that. Allowing the analyst to speak to you through your conscience, say, okay, you know this is probably not going to pan out right now. So what we should do is take half of this off, roll to stop to break even if it's not already there. Or if you have it in a trail position, don't squeeze it anymore. Just leave it there. If it turns on you and stops you there, who cares? I show you that it happens with me. I'm doing that to teach you. I'm showing you that. I can get in the trades and do full pulls, and that's all I'm going to do. But I'm a practical teacher. I'm telling you how to grow into that stage. You just can't do it right out of the box. You can't. Your mind won't let you. And the people that are highly opinionated about how this stuff doesn't work, I can't do it, you won't be able to do it, you're going to fail, they're not providing anything as an alternative with consistency. You already have enough on your plate. You know what you're wrestling with. So turn off all of that static, white noise, and listen to your conscience. Your conscience is going to talk to you. If you've been doing everything I'm telling you to do, it will guide you because of the experience you've placed in its hands. That analyst is going to guide you when it's troubled waters. But you have to let the analyst communicate to the trader in you, the one that's going to make the sound executions on the sound logic that comes from the analyst. The person that you're training with the back testing, the person you're training to observe the opportunities in reading old data and watching real-time price action and tape reading, and in the walk forwards, and then finally doing a demo. Demo, that's when the trader arrives.